when there's a phone call that's being made to 000, what actually happens. So the first thing that you need to think about is that many shopping centres, when we put in an address, comes up as what's known as a polygon. So it's an entire area. Okay, but some others are going to be represented just as a single point, okay, as you can see here. So when we're looking at it, that's quite different. So what is your particular location? How is it in the system when we talk about putting in your shopping centre name? Now, the challenge that we actually have at a lot of shopping centres is that there is multiple entries and exit points. And in this particular shopping centre, there are 8 entry and exit points, and there are 7 car parks, which includes car parks that are underneath the shopping centre. So when you've got somebody that's ringing up, whether that's you at with security or center management, or if it's a customer, how do they describe exactly where they are? Emergency services, whether that's the ambulance or the police, which they would be the main two that are generally called up for a shopping center, unless it's their local shopping center and they're right into shopping, they're going to have no idea. If you say, I'm outside of, this particular shop, they're not going to know where that is. Because as you can see, on this map, you've got a couple of 100 shops there. So that's a real major issue. So, sometimes the shopping centres are in and away from a main road. And, it's really important to think about where and how do you describe exactly where it is. And I don't even think in this map we've included all the loading bays. So that's another thing, because accidents can happen there. Now, also in a shopping centre, we have got unnamed roads. So for this particular map here of Epping Plaza, we actually have an unnamed road that literally goes around, in front of the cinema complex. Now, where it shows the cinemas and TGI Fridays, this is an outdoor area. It's not inside the shopping centre. It is outside of the shopping centre. So you really need to think about that. So you're going to have a lot of unnamed roads and access paths, and you've got, multiple car parks, and you've got the multiple loading bays, and sometimes you're going to have similar names, in the same locality. Sometimes we're going to have you will have similar names, but one's a road and one's a street. So this is where things get confused, and if I'm giving it a street name, am I giving the correct one? I know all the time, I even call the street that I'm in, a street, but actually it's a drive. So, that will come up completely different when we're talking GPS. So we've covered some areas on why it's so important for you guys to think about what you're actually doing, what your location is. Think about your shopping centre, how many entrance and exits you've got. But what's important next is we need to get you guys to understand, from when you make that phone call, how does it go into the system that gets given to the police or the ambulance or whatever emergency services.